Tēnā rā tātou e te iwi nau mai, hoki mai ki tēnei whakapāhotanga o te whakataitai pāwhatu pāoro o ngā kura tuarua o Aotearoa. Kei konei tāua, māua, kei Rotorua International Stadium, and I am joined here today with Maya Williams for the third game of the day between Hutt International Boys School versus Te Puke High. Tēnā koe, Maya.
Kia ora. Game 3, first of our boys live stream games. I'm not going to lie, I've got a bit of a bias towards these live stream games with the boys. Going to be great to see how this one goes. Just here we see, I'm not sure if the cameras can get on the chant that we see the Hutt International boys doing. Whānau, it's great to see that you could experience what we get to experience. It's really cool when you're walking around all the areas. There's about 16 different fields where all these teams are playing on, and so often just before that 2-minute music goes, that pump-up music, that sort of the little wata that happens to get everyone connected just happened there. But we see this third game, it's versus Hutt International Boys School versus Te Puke High, and you can't really talk about Te Puke without talking about their superstar coach.
Absolutely.
Kona Pomatato. He's the coach, been moved down there to, lives in Papamoa now. He's the coach of this team. Just shared with me that they're only losing one player after this year, 1 year 13. For a lot of them, first time at the Nationals, but I have no doubt with his experience and skills that what he's imparted in this team, that they'll be really, really good. And then obviously our other team, we have the Hutt International boys and some players to look out there for. Carter, Wolf, Norris, Prickard, just a few of those players that are the guns in the teams. Well, that's what the spectators are saying. I think they might have been all 4 of those boys' mums.
Absolutely.
Or aunties.
With the Hutt International boys, it is their 5th year attending the national secondary schools. In 2022, they finished 10th, so they're looking to do a little bit better this year, but they said that they are progressing nicely and they are just absolutely loving being a part of the tournament. As we see the tap-off begun here by Te Puke High in the white, going from right to left on your screens.
Purdy. Looks like the man for the job, as we see there. Wee Happy Priest couldn't quite link up there with his winger. Good set of attack. Oh, that's really interesting straight away, but a nice set of defence there from Hutt International. I watched this team last year, recent times, and I was really impressed with them. It's a team I hadn't seen much prior to that. And look straight away, straight into their systems. Across the halfway, 4th touch there. Nice little touch there from our man from Te Puke.
As we see Devry going on an early scoop there, a good show of speed and some pace, a little bit of footwork. We'll look to see how Te Puke High can transition out of their half. Unfortunately, a slight error. Maybe a little bit of nerves there, Maya.
Yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't quite ball go to hand. It's going to be hard to, I think, hold this Hutt International team out. With a fresh set on the line, as we see in the middle. Wolf, talked about him a little bit earlier. Working in conjunction with Devry. Wolf just going for a 32. Well, that might have been the winger. Can't quite see.
We saw the ball go back into the hands of Sean Carter in the blue boots there. The sweeper coming round of Wolf. Ball goes to Carter. Unfortunately, not able to get the try there. A great stop of the play by Te Puke High. And I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of Sean Carter coming through the field for the Hutt International Boys School there.
Tell you what, Wolf's got way too much energy. He went into the 21 dump, and the next minute he was over the left-hand side on the other side of the field. So watch out for him, energy to burn. Nice set away from Te Puke.
And as we speak about that energy, an error forced there. However, great yards coming out of their end of the half from the Te Puke High. And just good to see the energy early on in the game. And we spoke about it as well at the start, the intensity that the boys division does bring. Unfortunately there, the ruling is going to be off the mark. A bit of a tactical touch potentially there where he's jumped to the side and he's made the touch behind him, forcing him to play it off the mark. Quite a high IQ play there, Maya.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't think there's too much to making a touch, right? But you can really use that as an attacking weapon there as well, as we've seen the Te Puke player do. working their way across towards their box, getting the fresh legs out there. The traffic jam that is the sub-box area right at halfway.
We see the Te Puke High boys coming in. And as you said, Maya, a young team, only losing one player. Very awesome as we see the dummy and go there, just touched inside the 7. Awesome to see such young talent coming through. And what is normally quite a sport. Oh, look at that. A great setup and try in the corner there. Te piro tuatahi ki te tima o Te Puke High.
Yeah, great finish by Wehapi Priest, but it was all with the work there from the number 7, Nico Wehapi Priest, talking about whānau, playing in whānau. It was just great work there. Nice little stutter, got on the outside, drawing past, good hands. First touchdown.
And if we're talking about names, and there's any relation there, the Wehapi name, quite prominent down in the Bay of Plenty. Just slipping there was Sean Carter.
There is definitely something there. Yesterday that gremlin was there and it's back today, right in that spot. Slowing things up, getting themselves organised. Devry. Oh, did he get through?
I think he's just slipped through that gap. No, the touch has been made. And we go back to that setup there where we had quite a patient and well set up play by the Hutt International boys team there. Equally matched on defence by Te Puke High. Quite a hard play to stop that, going out the back door there.
You talked about young players before, and we don't only just have young players, we have young referees here. There's nearly 100 referees here to service this tournament. And these referees come here because they're looking for their upgrade and getting selected for World Cups and other tournaments. And in terms of young, there's one referee here who's 11.
Wow.
And there's almost a couple of dozen that are under the age of 16. And we've got 2 of the younger referees as well. Been around for a little while, but still young in terms of Kelsey McKenzie in this game. As you see her out there on field now in the middle, controlling things very, very well. And we've also got Murphy Lister. Ironically, Logan, in terms of age, is still very young, but he's been around for 20 years. That he seems like one of the old crew. Fantastic referee, one of the best in the country as well. We're so blessed to have such a strong crop of senior referees in New Zealand at the moment.
And I couldn't agree more with the factor of youth as we see him cruise into the end goal, the one-handed pass with the ball going off to number 9, Lachlan Hannon. It all just seemed a little bit too easy there, Maya.
Yeah, talk us through what you think was the breakdown here, Sean.
Well, as we see on the Bunnings replay, we get a great strike dump. He scoops open side, just breezes through there. I think the shutting call wasn't quite given there from Te Puke. Maybe a breakdown in communication. He strolled through to the end goal with a one-handed pass off to his number 9, Hannon, for the Piro Tuatahi or Hutt International.
Oh, gas down the sideline. Great little draw and pass there from the number 4. What's the sideline referee call? That's why we have referee teams, so we can help each other out. Unfortunately, the number 4, I think it was, from Te Puke, just unfortunately put his foot on or over the touchline.
Yes, but a great finish nonetheless, and I'm hoping that they go back down that side later in the game as we look to see him potentially finish off what could be a try in that corner.
Really sharp work from Hauraki, the number 1 there for Te Puke, creating that overlap down the short side.
They bring it towards their box here. The reinforcements coming on. Yep, Logan just seen that fumble in the ball play there, wasn't it?
How did he see that? He was looking to the other side. He's got eyes on the back of his head, that Logan Forrester.
Well, when you've done as well as he has in his career, he sees bloody everything, doesn't he?
Can't call him blind.
Well, being that tall, he sees it all as they see. We saw the sneaky play. Great covering defense there. That is just effort areas that you can't coach there, eh, Maya?
Totally. That was incredible cover there. I think it was from the number 3, Harlem Haybloom. Hopefully he got the right number there. Don't want to give the glory to someone who didn't do the mahi. Great cover. Equally good little sneaky play. Does that have a name?
I personally have no idea what it's called. I just know that a lot of teams do run it, and all I yell is sneaky play. So
is that when you're on defense?
Yes, yeah. When I'm backtracking and all I can see is someone looming around that sub-box but not quite going off the field. Some teams manage it very well and actually stand in the sub-box with only 5 players on the field. So they do it very, very well without pushing the limits of having 7 on the field. Some great yards coming out here by the Hutt International boys team. The reinforcements coming on in large numbers.
Hannon just made his way onto the field and into the middle. Sean Carter. Tom Devery, he's definitely been one of the players that gets his hands on the ball a lot more than most in this team. The penalty here. Just having a bit of a wānanga in the middle of the field. I think it was for over the mark or off the mark.
I think he signalled that obstruction call again that we saw earlier in the first couple of games. I didn't see it right up until just now, and no doubt that Logan would have explained exactly what had happened there, so the players had a fair understanding of why, in fact, that they were penalised.
Yeah, that's a good call there from the referee.
Yeah, unfortunately, his pākaharawa just sino pai ake tēnā, just a little bit too strong. Trying to assert a little bit of dominance here in their red zone as they try to force Te Puke to stay off their 7 and not giving them too much of an attacking opportunity.
Yeah, felt a bit sorry for Tom Devery there. He's got more muscles than the ocean. he thought he was just touching them light. As we see here, Te Puke, unfortunate. Couldn't quite pick that up. They looked really threatening there. Had an overlap here on this left-hand side. Yeah,
and I think because of the confidence they had coming down that play, they'll probably look to go back to it again. And the touch has been called there by the number 12 for Te Puke was Buchanan. A great diving touch there. Unfortunately, the player from Hutt International didn't feel it and got the pass away.
There's been so many nearly opportunities in this game, and I think the team that really can be polished in these areas and making sure they're a little bit more accurate will be able to make sure they score the touchdowns as opposed to just that late pass or the off the mark.
As we see Wehapi Priest just putting on a bit of footwork. The player managing to get back. Wehapi Priest not able to get past him. A great stable defence there from the middle from Hutt International. As we see Wehapi flying up to make a strong touch in the middle. In the middle of the field.
They're pretty lethal when they head towards their sub-box, aren't they, Hutt International? It's obviously something they've drilled a lot in their training sessions because they make a lot of yards. And here's our man again. They make a lot of yards up there every set so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And a scoop there from Devery, equally matched by Haybloom. As we saw earlier when they got that runaway, he was there for that cover touch. Again there to make that covering touch with the power scoop.
We talked about Logan having eyes on the back of his head. I think they were both closed then. I tell you one thing, as a referee, what you notice when you see someone like number 16, Tom Devery, have a couple of tricks that he does when he makes a touch. So they seem to stick in your head, and then every time you're almost looking for something. So he got away with one there, Tom Devery, and you get away with whatever you can in the game of touch to create that advantage. So good work to him, but I'm sure Logan will be checking up on him moving forward.
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to decide, Maya, is it a good thing or a bad thing to be well known by the referees?
Well, for someone like you who's a great young man, it's a good thing.
Oh, stop.
But if it's doing these chicky things in the ruck, probably not so great.
No, but hate to be known for those little tricks, but great officiating by the referees as per. As we see the numbers open up here. Hutt International happy to take the touch and set up back in the middle of the field. Oh, and the numbers out the back there. Just held up very well by the number 15, Brody, there. He threw a dummy to go long, potentially holding the winger out there a little bit. There's the dummy. Goes out the back. Front door, back door play. Quick hands into the corner. And a great finish there by the number 10, Ben Norris.
Yeah, sorry to sound like a parrot, but that was really good, those dummy passes. He caught the first defender, then he caught the link defender, and then he threw it. So just amazing. Those two little movements was what created all that space out wide for an easy drawn pass.
Ai, te koi hoki o ngā Puke no ēnei tama. He tino koi, and just to see the ball playing ability that they have at this high school level is some of what we see on the international scale, isn't it, Maya?
Absolutely. And I mean, there's kids as young as 16 and 17 that I've seen get into the open squads at times, and particularly in the female grades. And so it's almost like a replica of rugby. First 15 straight into the
Yes.
Super Rugby teams.
For sure. Well, we saw a few of them here at the National Secondary Schools last year that competed in the finals, then go on to play in the touch black men's and women's, some in the mixed grade, and then many of the players coming through this high level here, always going through to that higher level. A great feeder nonetheless, though, isn't Touch, into many opportunities above and beyond just this game itself. A great game for, as we've seen throughout today, whānau to get involved, coaches, mums and dads, managers, the lot. We're very, very fortunate to have such a high participation rate in this country of this wonderful game, which is just opening up avenues for all of the tamariki, isn't it, Maya?
Yeah, totally. And I mean, many do go on and play at a high level in the other sports like rugby, netball, basketball, etc. But for many, this is their sport, and that's what I love, because you can do so much with this sport. It's been a blessing for me with regards to taking me to like 50 different countries so many times. Like this is an incredible sport, and for some a feeder, and for many it's the pinnacle. And
absolutely,
and so it should be.
Without a doubt, Maya. I couldn't agree more in terms of it being the pinnacle. As we see the ball come out wide here to Wee Happy Priest, looking for another try in the corner, not to be this time. The ball in the hands of Hodaki again. Touch 5, I believe the count is. Play through called. Hands outside. No, 5 now, so they'll look to... Touch 5 is the call from the on-field referee. They'll look to close down this set, potentially on their side of the field. And that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball across, as we talked about in earlier games, so that made it harder for the Hutt International to get to their box, but unfortunately weren't accurate.
And look at the energy coming through here from Te Puke High. We had 3 flyers on touch 1, 2 flyers on touch 2. They're doing their absolute best to try shut them down, prevent them from getting into their own green zone. And Wee Happy Priest coming off his wing well there to make a crucial touch to slow down that flow that Hutt International had coming on there. Right on the hooter. There is that man. Devery again, too fast. He's shown it throughout this first half, and I'm sure there will be plenty more to come in the second half. Kia utonu mai whānau. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Get Christmas ready with our lowest prices. This is the perfect time to set up for Christmas. Lighting can really help make those really special moments. Decorations just to make things look pretty. You want to make sure that everything's right. We can help you make it a Christmas to remember.
Get the turkey on the smoker barbecue, $199. Relax on this timber bench set, $299. Be sun safe with a 2.5 metre market umbrella, $59.
When you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
This isn't about cameras. It's about getting a better shot, so you can get a better result. A great photo of your property is more important than a picture of our agent.
Hey, sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's saluting when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Nau mai, hoki mai, e te iwi ki tēnei, ke mu o ngā tāne o te kapa Hutt International Boys School, ki te kapa o te Puke High School, as we see the half coming to an end here, and I'm sure, Maya, both coaches will have a strong message of wanting to really get through this orange zone as efficiently and strongly as possible off the back of some good defence and looking to turn that into points.
Yeah, for sure. Listening to the coach, they were talking to their leaders. So in Te Puke, they were talking to Hauraki, Wolseley, the Wehapi Priest boys, just talking about let's give our team direction. They'll follow you. And over at the Hutt International, we obviously seen Carter with his hands on the ball quite a lot, but it was the 16, Tom Devery, that seen him to lead the charge on attack and on defence. So be interesting to see if those boys can step up and just lead their boys through the second half. 3-1, Hutt International. As they start here again, created an overlap, good touch there from the winger. Number 5 from Te Puke High, Nathan, good work there. There's a 2-on-1 overlap and he snuffed that one out, so that's a really good start. Fourth touch, Hutt International will be wanting to set something up as we see the number 8 moving into the middle. Wolf. Oh.
A great attack line, equally just as good on defence there by the two Te Puke middles. We'll be looking to probably see that play come again from the Hutt International boys there.
A little bit congested here as Te Puke work their way towards the box, but now they've got subs on. Third touch. Again, centralising players, we see all teams do. So wanting to get some momentum into this last drive. Fortunately, hit that point defender, meaning the majority of the Hutt International boys were back ready for that.
Yeah, just shutting down Wehapi Priest quite well there. Hablum on the far link side there. They could have looked to link up on that late cut there, unfortunately. Just matched by great defence from the Hutt International team there.
I'll tell you where the major battle has been for me in this game so far. It's actually on that far touchdown line through the orange zone that you called it earlier. Te Puke, obviously, with the coaching of the incredible coach Connor, have talked about them needing to fly up, working on 1s and 2s and 3s to combat what is the great transition play that Hutt International have.
Yeah, just well shut down there by Nathan on the wing for Te Puke. Unlucky not to get the intercept. I think he might have almost gone the length of the field the way he's looking out there. Unfortunately, a recount has occurred and we're looking to see Hutt International go through into the end goal here. He does well. There's that intercept. The second time lucky by Wehapi Priest.
Zero touch, and that's again where the complete logical rationale between why that being zero is. I mean, back in the day, that would have been your first touch, and you only had 5 touch that set. It seemed to be weird that you'd be disadvantaged for something that you hadn't done anything wrong for.
No, for sure, Maya. As we see, he tino kaha ngā pā o te tima o Hutt International. They are making some very strong touches, which has looked to have forced the Te Puke High School team to struggle to get out of their half there. I think that's going to be a pivotal moment here as Hutt International look to work their way up the field only from their 10-metre line, Maya.
I'm not sure if that was a tactic or not, and if it was, this huge IQ, high touch IQ. We see that one of the key strengths, unfortunately, looks like there was a Whakamua there, or he stepped out, unfortunately. But after that intercept, I heard the Hutt International box calling the touches, but they started from 1 and not 0. And I think that might have been just to put that in the referee's head that, hey, they don't need to have 7, just give them 6.
Yeah, just a little bit of gamesmanship there, isn't it, Maya? And I mean, look, if you can get away with it, maybe you just can't count. But KT Pai, they've done a good job there and given themselves an advantage. And, hey, hats off to them for that.
This looks really good. Te Puke boys just coming on with a little bit more pace. Unfortunately, had to pull things up to get organised. As we see now, Hauraki drives in for Wehapi Priest, linking up with fresh 6. Here it is, the 2 Wehapi Priest boys in the middle with Hauraki. 3 of the 4 players that we spoke about at the halftime break.
We'll
Key opportunity.
We'll look to see Wehapi Priest on this right-hand side here. Both of them lining up 7 and 14.
Just seeing there, Hauraki rolling the ball.
Unfortunately, no dummy half getting there. I think that could have been a good striking option with a lot of the Hutt International boys being quite high off the 7. We could have seen a bit of a low game come there from Hayblom. A big long ball goes out, well caught, matched by just as good a defence too by Hutt International. As we hear the call coming from the sub-box there, finish it right side. Unfortunately not meant to be, but just some IQ coming from the box there. And would have been great to have finished that this close side here on the bottom side of our TV screen here, as we see Hutt International coming out, still carrying a lead of 3-1 with 10 minutes to go.
Best set of yards there in the game. Unfortunately, they slowed it up. I think if they could keep that momentum going, they would have had Puke in a bit of trouble. Sort of that passive play you talked about yesterday. Just try to creep a pass in between there.
Yeah, we see that sneaky pass at the high end of our game is a very strong asset that a few of our top players in the country, not many can do, but there is a lot in our touchbacks team that can throw that pass. And as we see the short ball go away and he gets to the ground quickly, got a great touch.
I'd love to see a replay on that. That looked like the ball was almost down. He was sort of just prancing in front and then really quickly put that ball towards the ground.
And you spoke about Devery earlier as being a big, solid unit that can get around the field very well. And we saw that firsthand there as he got to the ground very, very quickly with a left-hand dive. What an asset as we see him picking that open side there. And a penalty blown. We might see another strike from him here.
Yeah, it just looks like the Te Puke team weren't quite moving forward as quickly enough as they required. Where is the mark for that penalty in your head, Sean?
Well, I like to think that it's where the ball's played from. And sometimes I also like to think that it could be over where the ball has landed or where the infringement was. But when we get a recount on the line, it tends to head back to our middles, no matter what, unless we have a specific play call already mustered up here. Touch made.
I reckon he would have scored if he didn't slam dunk.
I was just about to say the same thing, Maya. The sliding of the ball is absolutely critical with those dives, and he could have made it there potentially. A good threat, though, early on. The long ball goes out. Unfortunately, Weehappy Priest just turning his shoulders to make what could have been a great play if the ball went short. The vision there just too good by the Hutt International. A very flat long ball going out there to the winger.
Very flat.
A very powerful pass, wasn't it, Maya? There was no time to chase out there.
Well, I mean, the roll ball itself wasn't even really that quick, and he just picked it up and wow, no one had time to adjust. And not only that, the winger come in and there was acres of space. Really, really good catch there from the ringer. Number 14, Caleb Ratu. Hutt International adding one to the tally. 4-1. Just crept into the last quarter of this game. The third live stream game of day 2 of the 2023 Bunnings Secondary School Touch National Championships. Second intercept of the game, 0 touch there. So, Whānau, if you're not too sure about the rules, you normally get 6, but in the case of an intercept, that first touch that you've seen there is the 0 touch, and so they still get to keep their 6. Strong roll ball. Made one of the Puke players go flying.
And what a transition this has proved to be. I hope they can keep their flow going here as we see the power duo back in the middle. A great platform set there. Oh, unfortunately, the ref with the eagle eye sees the slight kick of the ball.
Te Tavano, unfortunately, talk about powerful. He's huge. Bit more of a presence in the second half, Te Tavano, than in the first. Oh, nice set of yards. Here the referee calling play on. The Hutt International team not quite to the 7 metres.
The players appealing for a few calls there, but Logan quick to tell them what was going on.
Hodaki with a good drop. Haybloom. And we have a Makawhakamua forward pass.
As we see a quick turnover here, the tap taken relatively quickly by the Hutt International. They just want to keep playing. E ono ngā miniti e toi ana, 6 minutes to go in the second half of this game here. We see a bit of pace on the outside to centre things up, and we get the subbers coming on. Devery and Carter. A power scoop here by Carter. Will he get through? He's done well here. Over the top. What a great finish.
He made it look so easy in the last touchdown that he scored. He thought, you know what, I'll make this look a little bit more difficult and just show you how good I am, as we see the yards at pace. Te Puke on the back pedal the whole way. Great speed there from Carter. Throws the ball over. Had to adjust his timing as there was a little bit of a knock on the ball from the 14 there from Te Puke. And in the end, a great touchdown.
No, absolutely. And how are you meant to defend that when you have 6 players coming on the field that are fresh and they are coming on with such intent like that, and a great power scoop off the back by Carter?
5-1. Hutt International hasn't taken anything out of the energy and desire from Te Puke High School, as we see them there. Real intent coming to the short side, number 4, Jack Woolsey.
25 minutes through the game, and the intensity is just as high as the first minute was. Touches are just as strong, and they're just as eager to try convert here as the 6th touch is called.
And again, going back to the strength of this, we see that little sneaky play.
I think he might go the whole way this time. And there's that man again, Sean Carter. He seems to be everywhere with those blue boots.
The irony is, Sean, is that, yes, it's a sneaky play the first time, maybe even the second time. They've been doing it all day in this game, and they are that good at executing that little play that a team that knows that they're going to do it still can't quite stop them. So that's really, really well drilled in there from the Hutt International boys. Alan Tetavano, great job you got there with your team, and the execution that they've been able to produce here in this game down that sideline's been fantastic.
Yeah, a great pedal there to push the score out to 6-1. Hutt International boys moving out into a comfortable lead, and I'm sure they will still look to stay just as intense with their defense and get back down the other end for another striking opportunity here as we see the ball in the hands of Harlem. Stable defense, just matched by Hutt International. Touch 5 the count.
Just finishing on the side that the box was telling them to. Hopefully one of the tactics that can slow down that sneaky play you talked about down the sideline, as we see. They're looking for it again. Much better work there. The winger holding his space so they couldn't get around.
And there's those effort areas we talk about, again, coming off the field. As the reinforcements come on, unfortunate there not just to have the accuracy that he probably wish he could have had with the intensity coming off the field. A great set by the defensive subset coming off. The energy still high by Devery there. And the winger, number 4, Amner, working hard. He has the whole game. Just been productive in an error caused there, probably through what I can see has just been just those effort areas. No matter what position you are throughout the field, he's been out on this wing and he's held real estate out here for a very long time. He's probably doing a little bit more mahi for our man who scored a double in this corner, but he's defended well and he's gone off for a well-deserved rest.
Very, very dominant performance so far in this game from the Hutt International boys. They look really well drilled, and again, I think it's just that little bit more experience being at the secondary school nationals, and like we talked pre-game, this Te Puke High School, as we see Stefano going through, looking to link up. Did he catch the ball? Referee says absolutely. Great positioning there from Murphy Gusta. One of our Kaiwawa.
And as we see here on the Bunnings warehouse replay, Tetevano just setting up nicely. That dummy, there he goes again. Well orchestrated try, and he finds a player free. Coming back in on that link line for another try.
7-1 in the last 2 minutes. For momentum's sake and just getting a bit of that confidence back. Hopefully Te Puke can get across the line here. Ball in the hands of Nico Uihapi Priest. Working in conjunction with Jack Woolsey. Here's Woolsey. Priest around the back door.
Just looking for that dive there. I think he realised he was probably maybe 1 or 2 steps just a little bit too far off, but going for the strike nonetheless.
Yeah, it looked really promising, that. Good defence, but a lot more direct and purposeful in terms of what they were trying to achieve on the line then.
For sure, and as we see the clock slowly ticking down to the final whistle here, we have 1 minute left to play, and I'm sure Hutt International will look to close this game out well with one more strike set coming on. Some great yards made there. Touch is called.
This is the slowest I've ever seen Hutt International come through the field in this game.
Yeah, as we see, probably a little bit of gamesmanship from them. A long day left to go as we see Carter throw that left to right. Ball not going to hand. Probably a bit of a slow play ball, which is what they were after. A bit of IQ there from the coaches, just wanting them to slow it down and see the game out. And they're still working hard. 20 seconds left of the game, and this Hutt International team are not letting off.
Oh, unfortunately, just an error there. Getting some troops on. 6 on 4 at the moment. And we see Te Puke matching numbers back up. Hopefully they can hold him out here. Just a nice, easy, simple draw and pass. As we see the winger, can't quite catch the number there for Hutt International, scoring our last try, taking the end score to 8-1. Hutt International over Te Puke High School. Whānau, there have been 3 ripping live stream games for us to start the second day of the 2023 Bunnings Secondary Schools Touch Nationals. We need a break. We're going to give you a break. We'll see you back here for some more outstanding matches in our last 3 games.